YouTube, my name is Elijah of DS and welcome back to Can They Be DLC episode 9. We are almost reaching the 10th episode mark on this not brand new series, on this series. It's been going on for a while now, since the beginning of the year, and we're gonna end probably very, very soon. And obviously today is the 3rd of November. We still don't have Terry, but I'm guessing we'll get Terry in the upcoming days, probably from Wednesday to Thursday. I'm guessing it's this week. If it's not this week, then I'm guessing like maybe the final 2 weeks of the month, because there's no way in hell it's launching the week after, because the week after, the week of the 15th, Pokemon comes out, and we've seen that Nintendo doesn't really like to put Smash characters at the same week that games come out. We see that with Joker, we've seen that with Banjo-Kazooie, we see that especially with Hero. Like Hero came out in July, and like week 1 of July, Dragon Quest Builders 2 came out, when I was like, makes sense, cross-promote. What didn't come out? The Hero for Smash. Then the week after had the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, no Hero. Week afterward, Fire Emblem Three Houses, nothing. It was the week after that. So yeah, I'm guessing Terry will launch this upcoming week from the 6th to the 8th. I would literally like it on the 6th. The sooner the better. But I'm guessing most likely it probably will be the 7th. But anyway, let's keep going. First, obviously, talk about the news. The news segment of this episode. First is the tremendous sales that Nintendo is having. Their reports just came in. Terrific sales for the Nintendo Switch. At 41 million, it's pretty close, and it will surpass the Xbox One by the end of this year. An insane turnaround from Nintendo. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to prove why Mario Kart 9 is not needed. I heard some people say like we're gonna have 8, 9 is gonna do the same thing. So 8, problem with that is that the reason 8 has been able to do that as well as it has is because it's Mario Kart 8, a game that came out on the Wii U, and only like 5 people owned the Wii U, and 3 of those bought Mario Kart 8. Obviously, kind of a joke there, but it's true. The Wii U sold very bad, and Mario Kart 8 sold incredibly well, but it also sold incredibly well, but not to the levels of a Mario Kart. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just taking advantage of that. I don't think a Mario Kart 9 on Switch would really be that beneficial for the Switch, and a Mario Kart 9 Deluxe would be beneficial to the next system. I'm guessing next year, hopefully. This is the thing I always find funny, is that people project their own belief systems to companies, then to other people, to companies that what they want. Like ARMS is considered a failure by some people, despite the fact that it sold 2 million, over 2 million I should say, not well over 2 million, despite the fact it was a new IP in a fighting game, genre that only like 3 fighters have sold more than ARMS did. And it launched between Mario Kart and Splatoon, which is a very tight timer to arrive in. But anyway, Smash and Breath of the Wild also incredible sales data. Both of them almost reaching 1 million per in this last financial quarter during the summer, which is incredible. Fire Emblem 2.29 million. I believe it already sold Fire Emblem Awakening, and it's pretty close to selling Fate, which is incredible for that game. And Mario Maker 2 basically outsold the original Mario Maker. I heard some people say like it's disappointing, including Andre from Game Explain, and I heard people like some insider heard from somebody that Nintendo thought the numbers were disappointing. It just had, I believe, the best second quarter for any Nintendo Switch title, and it didn't have the holidays yet. So yeah, how about we wait a little bit? And I'm guessing the game's gonna do 10 million by the end of the year. Also, the people that were disappointed, and if Nintendo was disappointed as well, you are all idiots in a way, because a lot of people thought and still think that Mario Maker would be the one to replace completely 2D Mario, which is never gonna happen. It should never happen actually, because Mario Maker is good, but like 5% of stages are actually good in those games, and there's always some problems with the game itself. I can understand some things being cut, but I don't understand all the decisions made there. But still, it's almost at I think it's at 3.93 million sold in 4 months, where the original sold like lifetime like 4.11. Splatoon also getting closer to the 9 million. Mario Odyssey keep on going over 15 now. But Smash obviously is not the second best seller on the Switch. And what else? Incredible Switch Lite sales, you know, the usual. And shame that we didn't have Astral Chain numbers given out yet. It didn't surpass 1 million in a month, but hey, also the voucher is proving incredibly powerful just because of the ratio that it could have in Japan, for example, for a game like Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is always a good piece of news. And also not really related to Nintendo, but mostly gaming news, is the launch or the reviews going out for Death Stranding, with people saying the game is not fun, but still giving it basically a 10 out of 10. And I know people have said games don't need to be fun, or like they should deliver a message. All I'm gonna say, and I heard that the gameplay, the shooting mechanics they're very basic, and it gets about like 3 chapters to the game to get going, quote unquote. But I'm just gonna say about that is a game shouldn't need not that a game shouldn't need good gameplay, is that a game could have a thought-provoking story, but the gameplay should be fun. That's what I mean, and that's what I think. Like, people have been saying like the story is good and leaves a message and gets a point across. I think the game should and could do that, but if the gameplay is not good, then there's no point. You could tell me that the story is the greatest thing of all time, but if the game is 60 hours long and 10 of those hours are in story stuff, actually fun story cutscenes, then why the hell should I waste my other 50 hours? And I could be playing a game that, while the story might not be as good, it would have as much, it would be funner for me to play. And you could say movies and books also have that, but like, if a movie is not well acted or well written, it could have the greatest message in the world. In the end, it's not a good movie. Or not an enjoyable movie. Same thing with a book. If the grammar's not good, it could be 1,000 pages and the greatest story ever told. If the grammar's not good, or it's using too big of a words and like being pretentious about it, it's not going to be a good book. So the game should be the same thing. If gameplay is not there, a game is not good. Period. You have to hit some things, and good story might be good, but if it's 60 hours long and 5 of those are right, no, actually, it still needs to get going. So even if it's 10 hours of story, there'll be like a couple of hours where it's not going to be good. So I'm just saying. But hey, if this game wins, the game's going to be obviously nominated for Game of the Year, just because the year has been very limited to good games outside of Nintendo, and unless they make it like the like 5 best games of the year, and it's like it's like 3 Nintendo games and 2 games that are not on Nintendo, which would be Sekiro and Kingdom Hearts. The people would be upset over that, but at the same time, I think people will be more upset if this game wins Game of the Year. But it's going to be nominated even if the year had been good, because Jeff Keighley absolutely adores Mr. Kojima, and the game probably will get Best Narrative. I guess that's something. But anyway, let's go on to the topic. Oh, also another thing, because I just read something from the comments section. It's the the thing about Pokemon apparently leaking. I'm trying to keep myself on a blackout until I play the game, which is only about 2 weeks away. Well, you know, now we have to. Now we can. Can it be 2 weeks? Now it's 15 days. Yeah, no, 12 days. So under 2 weeks. And the leaks happen, and I don't want to see anything until I get actually to play the game. But hey, we have to wait and see. But 10 minutes, Jesus Christ, I talked too long for the other thing, because the topic is going to be so short. People are going to be like, oh, he's stretching this out to make a 10-minute video when I don't get any money on YouTube. So I don't care if the video is 10 minutes or longer. And I've done videos well below 10 minutes. But anyway, 10 videos. Oh, I'm going insane. 10 minutes. But anyway, let's get on to the topic of the video, which is Kos-Mos and how likely is she to be DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, as part of the Fighter's Pass, I could see her being a DLC character. She's basically the honorary Monolith Soft mascot. She appears in all their crossover games. She appeared in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with a revamped design. So she could be, if there were to be Monolith design, but she's one of those characters, but for Fighter's Pack or Fighter's Pass 2, unless she's again part of a pack, I don't really see her making it in, because she is very much to me in line with some characters like Ryu, Hayabusa, maybe even Terry, where they might be cool for a select group of people. They're not characters that you would make full-blown DLC, because although they're cool, there's going to be their sales potential is very much limited because of how big they are. I know people say that they're third parties and they're going to catch the headlines. That's what you hear a lot, and they're expanding Smash. But like, I don't think these particular Kos-Mos, who's been a part of a dead franchise, let's be completely honest, for 15 years, I think, to be a part of it over like something like, say, Rex or one character from Three Houses or Pokemon, where it's like, these characters are very likely more popular than this and very likely would get in more money because they're more recent and more well known. Terry, I think, for example, and like Kos-Mos, even herself, and maybe even Ryu Hayabusa would work very well in the sense of the Super Smash Bros. Fighters Pass. And like, we look at the Fighters Pass, and even some characters in there probably wouldn't be able to be sold on their own. Terry probably would be one of them. Maybe even Hero in the West would be one of them. You could make a case for Joker in a way, but like, since they're a part of a Fighters Pack of all of them combined together, you already had guaranteed sales the moment you said Banjo-Kazooie and more. Basically, I think like the only character in Smash Ultimate's DLC that would have been a guaranteed big seller would have been Banjo-Kazooie, and that's because of how the relationship that had with Nintendo and the fan requests for 15 years. And then again, it's Smash Bros, and you're gonna have people like me, which most likely make a lot of the community people just ask, I'll just buy it. I don't care. Like, I, for example, am a firm disliker of the Sora community, mostly because of how arrogant it comes off and how, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they it's very much like Steve, of like the belief that they're in no matter what, even if there's things that go completely against it. And even, like I said in my possible PAX predictions video, that like Sora is a character that Nintendo knows it's very highly requested, yet the fan base still needs the hashtag it, because then let's make it trending on Twitter, because Nintendo apparently doesn't know that one of the most requested characters is amongst the most requested characters. It's that type of things that like kind of annoy me about the character. But I don't want the character in because of the fan base. But if the character made it in as DLC separate from the Fighters Pass, I would still buy it. That type of deal. But there are certain characters that I don't think outside of packs would work. Like Sora would definitely be a big seller. Cloud definitely probably was like amongst the best sellers of the Smash 4 DLC. I wouldn't be surprised if individual characters that come after this, like let's say that Master Chief gets announced for Smash at the Game Awards. Let's say the Game Awards come around, and like we already have Character Pass 5, which I think is going to be announced whenever Terry gets revealed. Then it's like Character Pass DLC Pack 1. Like they announced like during the Terry thing not only Pack 5 but also the first bonus character. And it's Gino. It's like, oh, this is a big deal for Nintendo fans. But then you go to the Game Awards, like let's attract the other fan bases, and like you have just a quick cinematic of bugs of, hey, Master Chief is coming to Smash Bros. That type of deal alongside with Halo. That's going to be a massive seller. Chief would not need a fighters pack. It would not need to be sold in a pack of characters so that people get more interested, or that to reach higher sales. At least that's what I think. Obviously, I'm probably very likely wrong, but it could be it. And I think Kos-Mos, along with other characters, would need that in a way. Also because of like, it's the whole thing of like, because it's third parties especially, that people believe in it's immediately going to be more popular than third parties, or first parties I mean. And I believe there's very few characters right now left there are like would be cemented, like would be bigger news or bigger deals for Smash than first party characters. And I think Kos-Mos alongside maybe Lloyd and Ryu Hayabusa would be that. They'll be like on the level or below some Nintendo characters that are left, but that people will insist are above it because of it. I think Kos-Mos, maybe like Lloyd and maybe like a Ryu Hayabusa, like a pack altogether would be nice, maybe the next season, depending, we don't even know how many characters we're going to get. Or maybe even like as base characters for the next Smash game, which I think most likely is just going to take on Smash Ultimate and do the same thing they did with Smash 4. It's like port it over, improve it, add characters, make it a better looking game. That's what they did with Smash 4. That's what probably going to do with Ultimate whenever we get to the next system, just because of like Sakurai keeps saying he doesn't think he's ever going to be able to do this again, and the reason for it most likely is the third-party characters, because like you never know what to trust. And then also we don't even know how many we also need to remember that like, characters would need to be approved by Nintendo, and like Nintendo apparently chose the DLCs. And I'm most likely like looking at it like Kos-Mos for Pack 5 I think is very unlikely, because when you have so many characters to choose from, like Sakurai had to choose from, he had to get approval. Or means Nintendo probably already had the characters, and like Joker was the character, like you get it in because we're doing you. Like you can pick one, and Sakurai most likely chose Joker, given the fact that Joker was character even Fighters Pass Pack 1. So most likely it was that. Kos-Mos, although could have a very cool and interesting moveset, I see her more as a character that could come to as a part of maybe part of the Xenoblade pack, because she was a part of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so technically speaking, she could even be a blade for Rex if Rex came in and it was like the 3 blades, like I said in my predictions video, where it could be Pyra, Rook, and then Kos-Mos. That would be a way, but I guess some people would be enraged, but more people would be happy that she's at least in. She could come in as that, but then again, Rex would then need a revised moveset should shouldn't she not come back, or should they upgrade her to her own individual character. So it depends. We have to wait and see, I guess. But I guess that she probably for her to be in, not the greatest. I think like especially like when it comes to Namco, they could have like I'm surprised Namco didn't have a character in the base roster and yet to have on the DLC, and I would think like we've seen what they can do with certain characters, and like not Joker, Ken basically strides the line of what an Echo is. So I guess like a character like Heihachi could have been easily in big quotations, like inserted into Smash Brothers Ultimate, as in taking what Ryu does, like the body and like some of the moves, and like changing it. I don't want people to say like maybe the Heihachi hasn't been in the Smash game, because like it will be difficult to translate it to a 2D fighter, which I don't really believe, given the fact that I believe Heihachi has already been in a 2D fighter in Street Fighter vs. Tekken, and even if you don't want to go with that, I would go with B, the fact that Sakurai has created movesets, Sakurai in the Smash team has created movesets for characters that don't even fight. You know, Fox didn't fight before Smash 64, the same thing for Captain Falcon, so it's very possible and very likely that they could easily create movesets, not easily, but in the grand scheme of things, that they could translate the moveset into it. So with characters like Heihachi in front of her, I find it very unlikely, or like, even if you don't want to talk about like Heihachi, what about like Miss Pac-Man not being an Echo, an easy Echo? That I will probably say it would be an easy Echo for Pac-Man, and that didn't happen. So it also comes to the thing of like how many Namco characters Namco wants and who they put up first. So that will be it for this segment. Now let's get on to the comment from last week's on the Fortnite DLC video. Also another comment from the Lloyd DLC video and the predictions pack. But also going back to the Lloyd one, because there was one comment that didn't make it through because my camera for whatever reason cut out like the last 5 minutes of it. So I'm going to try to keep it short. So first, before any of them, the new comment on Lloyd Irving's video, which was a very short one, was just yes to Lloyd. Just that, from MFC_army, just in all caps, yes to Lloyd Irving with believe like 5 to 6 exclamation points. So I'm guessing he's a pretty big excited fan for Lloyd coming to Smash. Then D Doofy, I apologize for your comment I'm making to the last video, but let's go on this one. Also, by the way, forgot to mention this during the whole Kos-Mos thing, there has been certain rumors pointing towards Kos-Mos coming to Smash, but like every other rumor, I don't believe it unless you have evidence, and saying I am this leaker or I'm a leaker doesn't count, because nowadays people believe predictions like VergeBan. So you could literally just be making a prediction. If you get right, you got right. If you got wrong, you got wrong. But anyway, let's go with D Doofy's comment from the Lloyd Irving video. Lloyd is a very popular character, popular in the Smash community, just not as big as the East as in the West. or the East, as the West is in the East, sorry. He's specifically huge in Japan. He's probably he's in the top 3 most popular VG characters for Japanese Smash fans, ahead of when people say he's not popular to the Smash community, when the country that makes Smash loves him, lol. I'm going to comment on a lot I'm going to try to keep it brief, and I'm going to hit some points about this comment, so I'm just going to say, it makes no sense. It just makes a negative atmosphere for people anticipating the fighters who might otherwise buy the new DLC and try the new fighter comes from. So first things first. BS on him being a very popular character in the Smash community, because anyone can make a statement about that of any character. Second, he might be popular in the Smash community, but that's the Smash bubble and what Sakurai said. If Sakurai never said that if it had to be a character from, if Tales of Symphonia, if Tales of series ever got in Smash, would have to be Lloyd, nobody would be talking about Lloyd, specifically because the people that like the Tales of series actually don't like him very much compared to other characters. There are characters that have won. There are characters, one of them I know the name is Yuri, I think, and there's other characters from the Tales of series that beat him in popularity contests. His popularity has dropped in the last 15 years since his game, and most importantly, characters like Yuri, I think, and another character have been banned from popularity contests because they goddamn win it by too goddamn much. So he's not most popular, again, just in the bubble of Smash Bros, and even then, popularity comes from the fact that Sakurai said if it had to be it, it would be him. Actually, Geno, a character that's very much, even more than Lloyd, and I could easily say top pick in Japan, would be Geno, and Geno most likely comes, the fan base and the push for Geno, a lot of it comes basically from also Sakurai saying he tried him for Brawl and it didn't work because of most likely Square being Square. So yeah, it doesn't matter which country makes Smash. It could literally be India to make Smash. It wouldn't matter. Sakurai, as stated before, he doesn't want to make a character that is only specific to one region, although Lloyd probably wouldn't fit in this scenario because he's popular. He's also known elsewhere. There are characters that you get a lot nowadays being thrown around that would make no sense because the West and other parts of the world don't really know them, or if they do, is guys like me and you, guys that are on YouTube and forum boards, talking about the characters. Also, the negativity around these characters doesn't come from guys like me that are honestly saying they're not really popular. Terry was not a very popular character in the Smash community. So you can say 1,000 times it was for the Latinos. How many times did you see Terry or even SNK come out in discussions, be anywhere about the character being characters being in Smash? Not that often. You would most likely see the same group of 5 characters or 10 characters. Especially if we're gonna go by the ballot. I don't remember a single person mentioning it. Now, obviously, in the last couple of years, with the revival of SNK, basically getting more popularity again, there was Terry started being involved even more. And I believe there is an SNK thread on Smash boards, but Terry was or the SNK was never amongst the most talked about. If you're going to go by popularity, for example, it was never the most talked about. They probably were talked about to a very minimum extent or even a medium extent, but never too much by the logic of it's popular, where's Sora? That's the thing. Or popularity, where was the hero and Dragon Quest in Smash Bros before DLC in Ultimate? Not just DLC, Pack 2 of the DLC. Not the first character, but technically speaking, the 3rd character in Smash Bros. On the DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, you know, the negativity comes from it. People anticipating too many characters or certain characters. Right now, for example, people are dead set on Ryu Hayabusa being character pack 5. But before that, before Terry was in, people were dead set on Resident Evil getting a spot. They were dead set, and all of everybody believes in Resident Evil. Not only that, you have fake insiders like Vergeban and Sabi saying like, oh, I know who it is, and it's not this character or not that character, or this character is definitely gonna make it in. And that creates a negativity around it. But that negativity comes around it because the characters sometimes are not as big as the characters talked about, or something, or in the or similar to that. Like Terry probably is as big as Ryu Hayabusa, but in the context of Smash, Ryu has been talked about a lot more for the past year or so than Terry, because a lot of fake leaks, if you want to call them leaks, had Ryu in them, but nobody had, or very few people had Terry, or actually very few leaks actually had Terry. I don't think I've seen one leak with Terry. So negativity comes from that, of people already like, expecting something, and when that something doesn't happen, people get upset. Look at Hero. Hero did not get a negative reaction from the West because it was a Dragon Quest character that nobody in the Smash community knew or hated. Hero, alongside, or Herdrick as we most likely would have called him throughout months, was one of the most talked about characters in the Smash community. He got a negative reaction because people were expecting Banjo and Kazooie. Terry right now is also getting hit with the "there's no female characters in this fighters pack." Is it because we don't have too many female characters fighters pack, or that people actually care about those, or they think Nintendo cares about that? No! A lot of the people talking about it are doing it because it was Terry. Had it been Master Chief, Doomslayer, Hiro Hayabusa, Leon Kennedy, the vast majority of people talking about like the lack of female characters in this DLC would not give two rats asses. That's the thing. It has to do it. And people trying on games, I don't know if that... we always hear that about the Smash Bros, but I doubt it has any significant number to it. And you can say, oh, well, they introduced the... Fire Emblem was saved because of Smash. Like, Captain Falcon has been in Smash since day one. F-Zero games are not popular enough to get sequels. Fire Emblem was in Smash Bros for 11 years before the franchise was almost killed because of low sales. Pikmin is a franchise that has been around for a while, and since the introduction of Olimar to Smash Bros, we had one game, really, and Xenoblade, another character that should have been helped by Smash. It wasn't. The character, Xenoblade Chronicles X came around the same time as Super Smash Bros. 4 didn't get an increase in sales, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 got an increase in sales because of the game itself, not Smash. So I don't know how much that really helps. And I hope I kept it short, and I hope I didn't come off too much of like an asshole. But still, I need to go drink something, so I'm gonna try to speed through this because I really need to drink something. Going on to two comments from Terry Servenson. One in the Fortnite episode saying, I think a Fortnite character would be better off as a Mii costume in regards to Kos-Mos. I could see her either as a DLC fighter or a Mii costume, but her outfit might need to be censored a bit regardless of which design they would choose, either having to censor her bust area or her tights. Well, her design from from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is not, I don't think it needs too much to be revamped, especially because it's DLC and not base roster. But if it was base roster, I could see it. But DLC, I don't think she would need too much, maybe just a little bit on the thighs, and even that, the tights, not the thigh, the thighs. I don't even think she would need it too much. I'm looking at the design right now in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I don't think she needs too much of a revamp. Her chest is already covered up, and she only showing a little bit of the thigh, so I don't think she would need too much of a revamp in that area, or herself. So that's just me, obviously. But yeah, regarding Fortnite, I'm starting to have, over the last week I've thought about it, even I could include it in my last video of the predictions pack. Another pack would be the Fortnite pack, where it would be most like the island as a stage would be better representing the franchise. Maybe it's a Mii gunner, which would be cool. Maybe with a goofy gun from the game, and then from the possible packs video, which came out on Wednesday the 30th, because almost the last day of the month before Terry came out. So I wanted to make sure, like, just in case there was something on the 31st, of like announcing Terry, like, Terry, it's the 31st, and then Terry comes out on the 1st or something, saying, I believe that we'll get at least 10 more fighters of the fighters pack. I believe that one of those fighters will be Gino. I'm doubtful that we'll get any Echo fighters. I'm also doubtful we'll get any costume packs. I'm sad about those two. I said those two because, like, it could happen. It's probably not, but it would be fun to get them. But I also am kind of doubtful, but I want them regardless. I could see a DLC stage packs as mini costume, as well as Mii costume packs, right? I read mini. I could only see 1 to 3 first party as DLC fighters if the first fighters pass, most likely Groupie's Final Level Evolution, Dixie Kong, and maybe Bandana Waddle Dee, while Byleth ends up being a Mii costume with a music track. I would like to see Way Forward pack with a Shantae fighter. Shantae as a fighter, as stage from Shantae, and music tracks, Mii costumes and spirits from Shantae, Mighty Force, and other Way Forward games. I didn't think of Way Forward. I kind of feel like bad. That's another pack I forgot to mention that I wanted to. There would have been the Indies pack, where it was like Shantae as the fighter, and then a stage from Shantae, and then spirits and music from other indies, which would have been cool to see. I disagree with your 3 fighters from first party, because I feel like a lot of the discussion around Bandana 1LD has disappeared. And I think although Dixie would be cool, I also don't see too much talk about her outside of people just talking about female fighters. I still think because of how difficult, depends how they would do Rex, I could see it, Rex being obviously almost a guarantee, and with the success of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I don't see how we wouldn't be getting a fighter from that. And the Mii costume seems a little bit weird for one of those, even if Blief would fit as a Mii costume. But anyway, that will be it for this video. This ended up being way longer than I thought it would be. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been the Much of DS, and next episode is going to be about Nintendo's a very unlikely one, I should say. Nintendo's newest of IPs, Ring Fit Adventure, and how likely it is for it to be DLC. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.